Hey there, magic makers. It's Deb D here for your Sunday Surrender. And today we have our GAIA Oracle here with us. And as we do for our Sunday Surrender, we're going to be looking into the energy forecast for our upcoming week, which is an absolute treat. For on Thursday, we have our new moon in Leo. So if you're joining me again here at Big Life Magic, hello, I'm so pleased to connect with you again. And if this is the first time you're connecting with Big Life Magic, welcome to the Magic Circle, where here at Big Life Magic, we anchor into our own magic, choose our own magical adventure. And I am Deb D, the magical guide, helping you along the way with some moon magic, some oracle cards, lots of goodness. Check the description below if you want to know more about Big Life Magic. But for now, let's do as we do and anchor into our own magic. And just line up for yourself now. We're heading into a new moon, and this new moon is in the sign of Leo, meaning a lot of energy, fire, passion, wanting to be out there, spotlight. So that's a little bit of Leo. Maybe you know where Leo is in your chart. Maybe you don't, and it doesn't really matter. But this particular new moon, when I tune into it, I get this little kind of bit of a sense of like relief first, and then comes a little bit of giddy. And that is in the opportunity available in this upcoming moon. So let's tap in together as a community. Here I have the GAIA Oracle. And the reason I've chosen the GAIA Oracle is check out this heart. That's the sacred heart. Why the heart? This particular moon has a lot of heart love energy. So anchoring in now, Magic Maker, where's your heart? How's your heart? Are you ready to fall in love? Is your heart ready to say yes to your passion project? Is your heart considering which direction to go? For this new moon is all about anchoring into the heart. We do that a lot at Big Life Magic. It's highly recommended, Magic Maker. So what does it mean? What's the opportunity? Leo, fire sign, meaning energy, fresh energy coming in. And Leo is anchored in the heart. Leos are heart-led. So we're being invited this new moon to create some heart-centered intentions. So maybe you know, maybe you don't, let me know. At new moon, what you want to be doing, what's advised by the moon, is to set an intention for the lunar cycle. And sometimes you're setting an intention for this particular cycle coming up, like the next 28 days of the lunar cycle. Sometimes you're working on an intention over a few lunar cycles. Either way, it's all good. It's your magical adventure. But this opportunity coming up on Thursday is heart-centered. Where do you wish there was more fire or passion in your life? Or where are you feeling ready for more fire or passion in your life? Because we can so often get caught up in the head or in the maybes or the fears or the what ifs or in the planning. This new moon really is asking, where is the passion? Where is the love? Can we put that in the spotlight now? Leo loves to be in the spotlight. So just anchoring into that, while I say to you, where's your heart? How's your heart? What are you passionate about? What lights you up? And have you been spending time with that passion? Or has something about, your passion project or your love or your desire maybe not been working out and disappointing you, or is needing a change? Like whatever it may be, just tapping in to heart space now. So while I'm shuffling the cards, this is what I would do as a magic maker while I'm shuffling the cards, is I would just do a little bit of heart breathing. which means you're just literally breathing and putting your intention and your focus here into your heart while I shuffle these cards. So these are the Gaia cards. If you've been with us before at Big Life Magic, you would have seen these cards before. This for me is one of my decks, which is, it feels like coming home. The Gaia deck, I've had this deck for years and I feel really closely connected to this deck. So this deck really does have a piece of my heart, which is why we are working with the Gaia Oracle today. So I'm just going to ask now, let me tune in, Magic Makers. Let me see. Let's anchor in to this. It's my delight to be live with you. If you're catching this on the replay, this was live magic happening right now. And anchoring into this live magic as we all kind of check in, no matter what time you're checking into this. This is your new moon oracle reading for our new moon in Leo coming on up. Okay, so anchoring in all of that magic. And what's coming to me is, what is it in the highest good that our hearts need to know? What does our heart need now in the guidance? Not like, what are we doing in life? You know, what's the next step? What's the best intention? I'm going straight to the heart, Magic Makers. So the first card I'm going to pull is anchoring us into, what do our hearts need to know? So just anchor into that for yourself. And what you want to do when you're working with the oracle cards is you just want to clear all expectation, all I want this answer, or I'm hoping the cards say that. Just clearing all of that and just opening and allowing, opening up your channel. So I'm a clear and perfect channel for this reading as your magical guide, but we're all in the magical adventure together. So breathing with me now. What does your heart need to know? What's in our highest good for us to anchor into this heart space? So breathing in and doing some heart breathing with me now as I call our first card. So energy from the heaven, energy from the earth, calling in now all angels, archangels, guides, and all magic makers connected to this reading now. What do our hearts need to know? What's in our highest good for our hearts to know? Oh, we kind of got two cards there. Now let me shuffle again. That wasn't clear. Let's anchor in, anchor in, anchor in, anchor in. What do our hearts want to know? I'm just asking for one card, please, Gaia. We just want to anchor in with the heart. What do our hearts wish to know? There's the card. Okay, yeah, loss. So we get the card of loss, grief, sadness, but also resurrection. Okay, I've got it. So when I'm reading the cards, just so you know, when I pull a card for myself for a circle like this live on YouTube or in any of the magic circles that I work in, what I'm doing is I'm tapping into what intuitive hit do I get. Not necessarily what does the card say in the book or what's everything I know about loss, but what's the intuitive hit that I'm getting. This is how I work with people. Maybe that's you. We're doing it right now. Here's your magic, loss. So when thinking about our hearts and our passion and intention and wanting to move forward, sometimes what's actually blocking us moving forward is just being with the loss. Yeah, I'm getting the itchy nose, which is like the yes from the guides. Yes, being with the loss. So Magic Maker, it's Sunday. And so if you're catching this on the Sunday Surrender or somewhere close, there's still a few days until we get to that new moon, which is like that fire, like bring it on. What are you passionate about? Let's put the heart out there. There's determination, passion. But when I say all of that, what about if your heart is actually feeling some loss or not ready to step forward into something new because you haven't quite finished whatever it was in the last chapter? So there is so much magic in honoring loss. So it's interesting that this loss, the first card here that we get, and it's pointing us towards grief. And grief, a lot of people are like, I don't want to hang out with grief. She's not invited to the party. She's not my friend. And I get it. I have a deep relationship with grief. In fact, as well as a magical guide, I'm also a grief guide, supporting people to shift from their big life loss into their big life magic. And I'm telling you, there is magic there. And it's not all sparkles. I get it. That actually sitting with what have I lost? What hasn't worked out well for me? What do I not get to keep if I move forward? You know, anchoring into it, because the question was, what do our hearts need? And it's like, it might just need a little bit of the final bit of that waning moon and the dark moon, which is before we plant new seeds, let's honor the loss. Like, what hasn't been working out? Like, over the last couple of years, there's been a massive amount of loss, and it hurts. It hurts when the loss is there in your heart, and it's also a gateway towards new. And the way to get into the gateway part and not get stuck in the loss is to actually be with the loss, to surrender into and just say, okay, well, I'm just going to honor the fact that I've lost this, or I'm sad about that. Whatever the case may be, whatever has been, just allow it to be. And don't push it away, Magic Maker. Spend a little moment. You might want to light a candle, make a little ritual, go on a walk and have a cry about it. Whatever it might be, but we're being advised to actually let go before this new moon. Because I said, what do our hearts need? And when we get the lost card, it's actually saying, please be with me. Please be with the parts of my heart that don't feel good. Because I want to be with them. I want to be in that space. There is magic there. So as we do with these readings, you anchor into your own magic, right? With what is actually turning up for you when the lost card arrives. You know, you might be looking for love, and it's like, I've been on so many dates and it ain't working out. And so you might have lost a bit of hope. Do you need to be realistic about that? You may have been working on a passion project and it doesn't work out. Hasn't worked out, and you're thinking, I need to put this baby down and start something new. Is that you? This could be your loss. But whatever it is, we're being advised just to spend a little moment at the fire with your loss. So when we get closer to this moon, underneath the light, and I say the light because when I tune into this moon, it feels bright, which is strange, right? Because new moon, there's not a lot of light in the sky. But when I tune in, I'm going, ooh, bright. It feels like there is fire literally lighting up. And it's all happening here in the heart space. And it's Leo fire, which is like, I'm going to step forward. I'm the person at the party who's going to go up and introduce myself, create an opportunity for me. And the other thing happening with this new moon, Jupiter's coming into play. Jupiter is the goddess of fortune. Jupiter wants you to do well and wants to add value to that. Add more. That's Jupiter energy. So there's so much potential. So it's worth actually being with that loss and just spending the moment and saying, yeah, that hurt, that sucked, that's over. Because what else is available for us to know underneath the light of this moon, underneath the light of this new moon, when the light begins to return in a new way, what is in the highest good for us as magic makers to know? Oh, that was really clear. Night wind. Oh, facing fear, subconscious release, healing. Whoa, we got some work going on here. The night wind. So in the new moon, with all of this fire energy coming, so fear, subconscious blocks. So this loss may be something that you're like, you know what I mean? I pushed that away a while ago, so I'm not really connected to it now. And the night wind is actually coming to say, you can clear this now. Not like, okay, let's go into like rehab, therapy. Oh my God, it's going to take me a year to figure out all this stuff. The night wind is coming to say, if you bring it to the surface, I will blow it away. And or maybe all this fire that I'm seeing, the bright, when you work in fire magic, you're actually burning away what you don't need. magic makers, this is what I'm coming to. Oh, just got it. Okay, so magic makers, when we're working towards fire, passion, I want to set a new intention, you want to actually ensure that that intention is the pure heart, that's actually what I want, desire, not the pure, that's actually what I want, desire. And then there's a few crumbs here, little bit of leftover of the fear, and I'm going to put that in the fire also. Or actually, I'm going to put this forward with my new moon intentions, but actually in my subconscious, I don't believe that that's going to happen because I have a subconscious block about that, because I'm sad about this, or I'm fearful of that. What else we need to know is this: clear any doubt and fear now. So it would be excellent leading up to this new moon to do some journaling, meditation, like bringing up and letting go, bringing up and letting go. Like that's waning moon. And in the last couple of days before your new moon, you're going to get that dark moon. And the dark moon is the time to actually be here in the subconscious, to actually really ask yourself, what is the truth for me? Ooh, wow, our hearts are doing some work. How's it feeling for you, magic makers? Yes, yes, yes. Ah, wow. You know what's coming to me now? What's coming to me now is, what is the highest potential of the fire of this moon? What is the highest potential of the fire of this moon? What is the highest potential of the fire of this moon? So we know we're going to do some clearing. Like, you know, at Big Life Magic, I'm saying all the time, anchor into your own magic, choose your own adventure, particularly when I'm doing these readings, because whatever's resonating, whatever's touching for you now, that's it. That's the magic to follow. Even if it feels like, oh, I didn't want to go there. Do I really have to do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the moon? Well, you don't have to, but you're advised to. Okay, so what else? What is the highest potential of the fire of this new moon? What is the highest potential of the fire of this new moon? Gaia cards. What is the highest potential of the fire of this new moon? That was clear. Sacred journey. Life cycles, family transformation. That, yeah, this is why. So the reason we're being called to loss and night wind, which is like bring up the subconscious blocks, look at the fears, look at the loss, like all of the things that aren't keepers, what we've lost, what's already finished, what's in the past, and also what's those fears, worries, doubts that you're holding on to. The reason we're being asked for this, because I asked, remember when you're working with the cards, each card you want to match with the question that you asked. Asking questions, it's a whole thing. Any hoots, we get sacred journey. Just breathe into that. Is not your heart's desire a sacred journey? Mm-hmm. Indeed. And the transformation. So what we're being called to, this is the feeling that I get when I tune into this moon, which is we are actually being called forth into transforming to a whole new cycle. And a part of that is there's a triple conjunction happening a couple of days after. I'm going to talk about that in a couple of days. I don't want to confuse it with this new moon, because we really need to just focus on the new moon. We don't need to focus on the new moon. Let me rephrase that. It's not need to. It's highly advised to actually be with what's the energy now, and then what's the energy at the new moon. And then a couple of days after that, we get this really strong, earthy conjunction. And I'm going to be here to talk all about it. So don't you worry about that. You're going to be getting the magical update about that conjunction, because that's massive. And that is leading towards this sacred journey transformation. So when we get life cycles, family, sacred journey, we're talking about bring it back to the heart. So for you, in your world, where are the bigger cycles for you? Think about your heart and the bigger cycles for you. Connecting to your loved ones, connecting to your passion and your destiny and your desires and what you're doing in the world. Where are those bigger cycles for you? Like we all have them, like when we're living at home with family and then when we're not. when we maybe live with a partner, and then maybe you live with a partner, and then maybe you get married to the partner, or maybe you break up from the partner. Like, you can see that our life goes in, certain there's chapter points, right? And what it looks like we're being invited to is the ending of a chapter, because we're being invited into a new one. This is why we're being asked to do the work of the ending. When you rush an ending because you really, really jiggy want to get to the new beginning, there's some debris that gets left over energetically. So we do want to be doing this because of the sacred journey. I just feel the need to get one more card. I feel like we need a clarifier. So when we're working with the cards, Magic Makers, when you get a clarifier, what it means is that you're asking the cards to bring more information, more clarity, and a deepening. And I'm asking that for our sacred journey. So if we're going to get a clarifier on our sacred journey, what else is in our highest good to know as we move towards this new moon? And the highest vibration in this new moon, in the fire of this new moon, is sacred journey, which is those big chapters in your life. Are you just about to start a whole new big chapter? Oh my God, this has got so much to do with that conjunction. Maybe I'll talk about it in a minute. What else? Clarifier. Gaia cards, can we please have a clarifier for moving into the fire energy of this moon? Yeah, amethyst. Yes, look at that transformation, amethyst. This card, powerful. Okay, so we've got transformation, certainty, and confidence. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad we got this clarifier. Okay. Magic Makers. When you're working with loss and things that don't work out so much, a part of people's fear is that if I go there, I'm going to get stuck there. It's like the black hole. Not so much. I mean, some people do get stuck, but you don't have to. What it can mean is that you can just go into the black hole, into the space inside, into whatever process you want for your loss and your night wind, because it's actually a gateway towards your big life magic being there, right? And what amethyst has come to bring us is that, the bright light. So when I tune into this moon, it's all bright light. So it's that bright light of the confidence and the certainty. So when you plant your seeds at new moon, where are you certain? Where is your heart certain? Where can you bring the confidence forward? And it can be hard to find certainty and confidence after being with loss and grief and that night wind, and when you stir up the fears. But it is absolutely possible, because it's just the turning around. It's just the other side of that. So once you've made the clearing of all of that, that means there's more space for the magic. There's more space for the light. So that when you're bringing in this confidence with this amethyst, and the transformation is like confidence in your transformation, certainty in the fact that you're now shifting to a different chapter, because we're in the sacred journey, right? And so we are being invited into a whole new chapter, a whole new cycle for you. And when I ask for a clarifier, a deepening, we get amethyst, which is certainty, confidence, transformation. So what can happen with people here? I see this in the magic. Hey, I've been known to do it myself. What can happen in the magic here is that you move towards a new cycle, and you have this initial buzz, or there's the initial excitement about the new cycle, and then the fear and the doubt that hadn't quite been cleared away or are still lingering will come back and ebb away at the confidence and the certainty, and you feel like I'm in the new chapter, and then before you know it, maybe a lunar cycle or less, you feel like you're back, and you're like, I'm back in the old stuff, or I'm back in the old pattern, or I'm now thinking that didn't work, that I maybe took the wrong step. We're going to clear that first over the next few days, because the sacred journey that we're being invited into is big. So it's for you It's for us, and it's actually for the whole collective. And it's got to do with this this triple conjunction that's happening. So let's focus in on the certainty and the confidence. So the reason you're being with the loss, the reason you're allowing the night wind to come up and stir away any debris of what you don't want, is because you're clearing the pathway for this sacred journey, moving into a new cycle for yourself. And the moon is saying you can bring your confidence. You know what Leo has? Confidence. I mean, if all the astro signs were getting an award for, the award for confidence would go to Leo. So this Leo energy, this bright light of this new moon is bringing this energy of like, you can have confidence and certainty. If you back up your magic, the universe is going to meet you there. And Jupiter's there saying, I'm going to supersize that. So let me tell you about this sacred journey and the connection to this triple conjunction. I'm going to do a whole video about it so you get more. But let me just tap onto it now. Uranus, Mars, and the North Node are all meeting in Taurus. The last time this happened, Alexander the Great was hanging about on Earth. That's like 2,300 years ago. Is that not a big cycle and a sacred journey? Hello. And it's all happening in Earth, which is bringing us down to our own earthbound self. Like, what are you up to? What are you doing? What are you making happen? And the good news is it's also going to be supportive of literally the earth, Gaia, literally supportive of Gaia. There's going to be some change. I'm going to do a whole video on it because it's jam-packed with magic available. Absolutely. Actually, what I'm going to do next Friday for the Friday frequency, I'm going to do a special meditation specifically for the conjunction. And for now, here we are with some loss and some night wind, a sacred journey, and some amethyst, confidence, certainty, transformation. What would be possible for you, Magic Maker, if you went, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay with being truthful about my fears, my doubts, and any kind of like grief or loss that I haven't worked with yet. I'm just going to be there with that. I'm going to clear this heart space because I'm moving into a sacred journey that I'm confident about, and I'm certain this is going to happen, and it's going to be bigger than you think it is because Jupiter's there to play with you. Indeed, Magic Makers. So as always at Big Life Magic, we are having our new moon circle of magic Thursday, the 28th of July. I'm going to put a link in the description below. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. You need to register, so get in early to register. You are welcome to come be with us as a community of magic makers. And I invite you in however you are with your loss, your night wind, your certainty, your confidence, your sacred journey. I invite you into anchoring into your own magic. I invite you to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you can stay with us in the Big Life Magic, because it is my delight to be your magical guide. So coming up this week, we have more Witch Wednesday, the Friday frequency, and there's going to be a special tune in because that triple conjunction, game changer. So let's line up our changing of the game for this new moon coming with some certainty and some confidence and stepping forward into the light, fully lit up with your magic, for you are the magic. All right. Happy days, my friends, and I will see you next time we tune in.